Okay, this is the second video of a two-part video series pertaining to me explaining what psychic driving is in reference to that being a technique of organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions. You gotta watch the first video because the first video is a video that has a lot of descriptions and details and illustrations in order to be able to complement the statements in this video. And the statements in this video are leading from what is stated in the first video, so you literally gotta watch the first video. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. This video is being made as a result of me being a target of organized stalking and what I've been able to ascertain through the experience and the education of being a target and victim and an activist of this crime. Now, psychic driving is the purpose and subject matter of this particular video. Okay, and I'm going to fly right into what it actually is pertaining to organized stalking expeditions. If you are a targeted individual, or if you know somebody who you think might be one, or who might be experiencing harassment in the community by complete strangers, including stalking, then I strongly suggest you watch this video. I make this video to inform, to expose the truth to the community as well. Okay, pertaining to the entire expeditions of gang stalking, and to explain the techniques pertaining to these expeditions and how these techniques are being intentionally, with complete malice aforethought and criminal intent, are purposely subjecting targeted individuals to the technique of psychic driving. And I do want to just make a fast statement that I have hundreds of videos online that in-depthly talk about organized stalking and gang stalking. Now, psychic driving is a term, that was coined and phrased as a result of an old doctor that ended up actually being discovered to have been employed by the CIA. Now, when you hear that, you might automatically think to yourself, okay, this is about a subject matter that has no interest to me because the CIA was mentioned. Stay with this video. See, I can't say it any plainer. So I'm just going to literally just flat out just say it that way. Just stay with this video, and I guarantee you'll be glad that you did. Okay? Now, psychic driving is a term. Alright, let me just take my allergy medicine here real fast. Sorry about this, but I just woke up a little bit ago. Psychic driving is a term that describes a particular form of how the individuals who are perpetrating the harassment of a targeted individual are trying to drive the targeted individual's thinking and emotional responses based on the type of harassment and events that are intentionally and purposely, with complete malice aforethought and criminal intent, brought against the targeted individual anywhere in the community. Anywhere, even at their own apartment building, even at their own home. Okay, now, basically what psychic driving is, and you can discover, it's about trying to, in a nutshell, the actual, I'm going to discuss the techniques, but I'm also going to discuss the reason why it's happening. Once I discuss the reason, you're really going to be pissed. Now, the techniques to bring about psychic driving against the organized stalking, gang stalking targeted individual are as follows. Now, in organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions, targeted individuals are stalked and harassed everywhere they go by the business community, which includes employees, management, even security guards of business plazas, library employees, library management, even security guards of libraries, university employees, excuse me, students, guests that come to the university libraries, and there's an extreme high probability that certain specific campus safety personnel and even library security can involve themselves in organized stalking harassment. Okay? And the harassment is the psychic driving. Okay? Now, the targeted individual can also be subject to these techniques on transportation services in their apartment complex. Transportation services meaning trains, trolleys, buses, Amtrak, Greyhound, regular city bus services and trolley services. Basically, what I am saying is that every single place that the targeted individual goes, they are gang stalked and harassed through clever means. Okay? And I'm literally actually going to prove it to you right now. I'm literally going to prove to you an episode of Psychic Driving right now, to give you a preliminary introduction to it so you can see it factually in your face happening. This is an event that took place on a sidewalk on Thanksgiving Day. Today's date is January 19th, 2014. Thanksgiving was not even 2 months ago. As you're hearing these individuals harass me, do you hear them say gang stalk, gang stalking, and gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up? Pay close attention because you will hear it. Okay, now you clearly heard them say gang stalk, then the one said in the background gang stalking, and then that same one said gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up. Now, before I tell you why they were doing this, let me illustrate something to you. This event occurred on a sidewalk, not too far away from a specific numbered coded HA location. Now, I know you don't understand that, but that's being said for legal and strategic purposes, and it will be exposed over time why I said that. And then once I do, if you watch the video, you'll be able to understand why I coded, why I used that code, why I made that statement. Just trust me, okay? I know what I'm doing. Now, this event occurred on a sidewalk on Thanksgiving Day 2013, which is not even 2 months ago, okay, in La Jolla, California. This is what I want you to do if you feel inclined to do so. Go to MapQuest on the internet at Google and type in UCSD La Jolla Campus, UCSD La Jolla Campus, their address. I believe it's 9500 Gilman Road or Gilman Drive. Okay? Once you go to Google and discover their address, go to MapQuest and put it in reference to, you know how like when you're trying to find the directions from one address to another? Then go to Google. After you put their address into MapQuest, then go to Google and type in the Yucca Valley Library in Yucca Valley, California, and find their address, and then use that as the second address in MapQuest. So you can then push the button, I think, get directions, in order to be able to get directions from UCSD to Yucca Valley. And as a result, you'll not only get the directions, but guess what MapQuest will also generate for you? The amount of miles between UCSD and the Yucca Valley Library. The distance of miles. Now, the last time I did it, if I'm remembering correctly, it was 167 miles away. And why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because this event occurred on a sidewalk on Thanksgiving Day, right up the street from UCSD. Okay? Remember the date and remember the location. This event that you're about ready to hear occurred almost 1 full month earlier to the date. It occurred on December 11th, 2012 in Yucca Valley on the Landers bus route, which is a bus service in Yucca Valley. When I left this area to go to Yucca Valley, I was there for 1 week, then came back. Okay? Now, as I was in Yucca Valley on their bus services, the Landers bus route, Landers, L-A-N-D-E-R-S, individuals are sitting around me and constantly repeating gang stalk, gang stalking, gang stalking. Just like you just heard, pertaining to this Thanksgiving event that occurred on a sidewalk in La Jolla, right up the street from UCSD on Thanksgiving Day 2013. In November 2013, this occurred in December 2012, 11 months before. In a community that is 167 miles away from where the Thanksgiving event occurred at. Okay? Do you hear these individuals say, the men are saying gang stalk, and then a woman just flat out says gang stalking? And I'm showing you this so you can see it factually happening, and then I'm going to explain how it pertains to psychic driving. Okay? Just listen.
Well, look at that car right there. It's so cute. To the left, it just turns. Those little French cars. Right now? Jeez.
She does.
Your first child?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully my
only
child.
take the whole thing. The first one.
She's pretty good. She never cries.
I'm going to go hang it up in my,
She's already talking.
I'm going to take my American flag.
Is I'm going to stop this audio file because what I want to tell you, I'm going to tell you a very important detail. A very important detail to you. Now, throughout the entire year, between October of 2012, when I moved to this location, and it's now January 2014, 15 months I've been here. 15 months. I am preparing to move, though. 15 months I've been at this one location in La Jolla. And I have caught gang stalk being said around me in specific ways along all of my routes. Not only in La Jolla, but when I've left La Jolla to go to Yucca Valley, when I've left La Jolla to go to Point Loma, when I left La Jolla to go to Serra Mesa. 800 separate audio files at least of individuals not only getting around me and saying gang stalk, but getting around me and saying it in the following ways. Right now I'm going to describe those following ways right here. Gang stalk, gang stalker, oh my god, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, weird, crazy, oh my god, gang stalk, oh my god, in that way. And when one of them will say gang stalk, that's the cue for the other one to say, oh my god. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I have made hundreds of videos over this 15-month period of just the La Jollan community harassment. I've already uploaded numerous videos online pertaining to how they were getting around me and saying those things in that way along all my routes in La Jolla and in Point Loma. Okay? And then the evidence was caught on tape recorder, and then the tape recorder evidence was uploaded to video. And you can clearly hear individuals say gang stalk, oh my god, right next to each other in that way. On the audio file was uploaded to video. Now, I want you to closely listen to this Yucca Valley harassment. Those audio files were already uploaded to the internet before and after the Yucca Valley harassment pertaining to it being said that way in Point Loma and in La Jolla and in Serra Mesa. Basically what I'm trying to say is that they sensitize you to words and phrases and then repeat them everywhere you go along all your routes to drive your thinking, psychic driving, to steer your thinking about the harassment you're enduring because of the fact that you know it's being intentionally done. And the only way they can achieve it is through the stalking. Hold on a second. So, if a person has 800 separate audio files, at least, of these words being said in that way, It's undeniable evidence. Anybody that's got common sense, the ability to engage in inductive or deductive reasoning, analytical processing, and critical thinking can easily deduce that it's intentionally being done. In one day, I could experience it at 5 different places, non-stop at each place. All of it caught on audio files. It got to the point where I was predicting it. At this location in video files, before I left, I'd leave and go to the places I went to, and it would be caught at each place non-stop. Each place happening around me. Now, when you listen to this Yucca Valley thing, this Yucca Valley video, when the harassment was occurring on their bus route, I literally got out my phone, put it in my lap, and started recording it on video. You're not only hearing them say gang stalk, but listen to how you're also hearing them say, oh my God, either before or after they're saying gang stalk. Just listen closely and you'll hear it.
Well, look at that car right there. It's so cute. To the left, it just turned. Those little French cars. Right now? You for child?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully my
I got my quick
only drive.
I'll check the whole thing. The first one,
She's pretty good. She never drives.
I'm going to go hang it up in my,
She's already talking.
I'm going to take my American flag out, little tiny flag, take it out, I'm going to hang it in the window, and I'm going to
Now, if that don't prove it to you, I don't know what would. I can get out, I got multiple tape recorders, and see, this one particular tape recorder has got the ability for you to put in a microcard. So when the internal memory gets full, you can just buy a microcard, insert it into the tape recorder, and that gives you additional memory. I have at least 30 microcards, over 15 tape recorders, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of audio files of the same exact identical words and phrases being said back to back, non-stop, continuously, everywhere I go, every single day. Now, that is done to let me know that I'm being gang stalked. Okay? It's done to remind me about it. It's done to taunt me concerning it. And it's also being said as I'm being threatened. Now, that is done to psychically drive and steer my thinking based on the fact that I'm being threatened to be assaulted because of gang stalking. And I'm going to play this one again for you, pertaining to the Thanksgiving event that happened on a sidewalk right up the street from UCSD. You can clearly hear them say gang stalk while they're threatening me. Listen to how they say gang stalking, I'm going to F you up. Alright, now I gotta do something. I apologize for taking a break in this video because I gotta do it. But while I'm doing what I gotta do, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the audio, okay, now of a news broadcast pertaining to how a targeted individual of gang stalking was being covered on the news. Then you're going to hear all the statements that the news reporters stated about what gang stalking is, in part. It's going to show a little bit of verbal statements pertaining to the person who's being covered on the news as a result of him being gang stalked. And then after the audio of that news broadcast is played from the phone to the video file, you're then going to hear a repeat of these individuals pertaining to this Thanksgiving event. Now, what I want you can watch this YouTube video in reference to this particular targeted individual being covered on the news by going to YouTube and typing in gang stalking bullying on steroids. Now, when you hear the audio of this video, okay, of gang stalking bullying on steroids, you'll clearly hear the news reporters state that the victim can be talking on their phone, riding in a car or walking the streets when a group of people try to terrorize them. I was riding my bike on a street and then had to get off it. That's why you hear that screech in the Thanksgiving event. That was my brakes on my bike. I literally had to get off my bike because these two guys were literally obstructing my ability to ride my bike on the sidewalk as they were threatening me. So I had to get off the bike, and the screech you hear is the brakes on my bike, and then me getting off of it, and then me saying, get the F on. Now, one of the individuals that played a role in this Thanksgiving event has harassed me on anywhere between 8 and 11 separate occasions, and is that individual directly connected to the number-coded HA location, which is a code word that describes a specific location. It's a code number that describes a specific location, and then once I do something and leave that location, I will then expose why it was code numbered, and then you'll completely be able to understand. And you only, if you stay with my videos, you'll be able to eventually see that video. So I'm going to do what I got to do, and while I'm doing it, I'm going to turn the video camera around, and then I'm going to turn this phone on so you can hear the news broadcast that is titled at YouTube, Gang Stalking Bullying on Steroids. So you can literally hear these reporters talk about how us targeted individuals are harassed everywhere we go, including how neighbors can even be brought on board in the gang stalking of the targeted individual. You'll hear a police officer, Lieutenant Larry Richards, talk about it, and then you'll hear the second news reporter talk about how it's a felony. Then, once the news broadcast is ended, then you're going to rehear automatically the Thanksgiving event. Now remember, the news broadcaster is stating that the victim can be talking on their phone, driving their car, or walking the streets when a group of people try to terrorize them. I was on a sidewalk, walking the street, when these two assholes peer along my path, and as they're harassing me, they're saying gang stalking, and gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up. Because that's their way to let me know that the event that's transpiring towards me and the threat of me being assaulted is because of gang stalking. And then once it's played and done, and I do what I got to do while it's being played, I'll explain to you why they did it and how that relates to psychic driving. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, and I'm going to turn the video camera, okay, so I can do what I got to do while this audio is being transferred to the phone. Okay, I'm doing that right now.
Steroids. This story on our website, kcba.com. You cannot police call into bullying on steroids. We're talking about gang stalking. The gangs that first think of. South Coast News reporter Candace Lynn learned more about the trend and how it's getting more dangerous because of the internet. It makes me so afraid.
Lawrence Gazino claims his neighbors are gang stalking him because he plays loud music late at night and is outspoken. He said for the last year and a half, he's been systematically followed by a group of people. At one point, he said they climbed on his roof to harass him. Gazino said he's developed a paranoia that's devastated his relationships with friends and, worst of all, family.
That's what if it was me, I would take action.
Santa Cruz Police Lieutenant Larry Richards said police are becoming more aware of gang stalking because of cyberbullying. But what is gang stalking? Basically, the victims could be driving their car or talking on their phones or walking the streets when a group of people try to systematically terrorize them. Richards said gang stalking is nothing new, but new technology is making it more common.
Gang stalking themselves, they have elevated themselves to that. So this is something that's been going on before the age of Facebook, Twitter, those other social websites. They just now have gone into those areas.
Gazino said he's proof that the problem isn't just online and that it can hit too close to home, a home he plans on leaving because of gang stalking.
I want to be able to go to the tennis courts and play tennis or play ping pong without people following us everywhere. It's just nerve-wracking.
I'm Candace Wen in Salinas, your Central Coast News.
If found guilty of gang stalking, a person may face criminal, conspiracy, and stalking charges, all of which are felony charges in California.
Okay, now you know how you just literally got done hearing about how gang stalking was covered on the news. I want you to listen to this. This occurred towards me on Thanksgiving Day, 2.5 days ago, right at the street from where I'm at right now. The location that I'm at right now is described by the following code, which I can happily decipher in the future when I need to. That code being 2018-1515514-2613-247-239. And that code is in reference to a certain location and how one of the individuals in this following audit file is directly connected to this location. Now, I want you to listen to this. How many times do you hear gang stalk, gang stalking, gang is stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up? How many times do you hear that on this audio file? Now, remember, the screech you hear is me literally having to stop my bike and get off it because they kept blocking my path. Just listen to the screech. To them and show to them that I am a victim of this crime. Then you can sit back and ask yourself, if you think to do so, why won't the San Diego police make a police report concerning it? I'm going to make a third video, because the third video is actually going to have to talk about the psychic driving. Because since this evidence has been shown, I need to describe it a little bit more so you can get a preliminary, so you can get a very good picture in your mind's eye pertaining to the depths of the crimes that's happening to me. Then once you hear how it's purposely happening to me and how the psychic driving is involved in it, then you'll be able to understand completely why it's happening to me, and then you'll be able to see through my eyes and my experiences what is happening to the individuals who cannot afford a tape recorder or a video camera. It is my intention to do everything that I do, okay, in order to be able to also be a voice for the voiceless, the targeted individuals out there right now who are being exploited sexually, financially, tortured, raped on a daily basis because they had no money to survive and because the perpetrators have already gotten a hold of them. It is my intention to be their voice, and I will go through anything and everything in order to be that voice. If I can show and prove what's happening to me, then the community can see that these crimes do exist, and then they can listen to my additional statements pertaining to other things that I know, and then they will be able to see through my expressions, my statements, and the details of them, what I know, and then they will be able to literally see that human trafficking, prostitution rings, racketeering of all forms, insurance fraud, land co-opting, property co-opting, mortgage co-opting, trust fund liquidation, identity theft, are just a non-consensual human experimentation, and that can be Googled and cross-referenced to organized stalking and gang stalking. Are the types of crimes that we endure. Rape. Now, we're talking about just average people, just like you, who are being taken out of our homes through cleverly managed schemes because the perpetrators who manage these crimes has a power position to influence, bribe, coerce, intimidate, collude with landlords and property owners, even postal employees, to steal or delay our rent, or to work in an aiding and abetting cooperating relationship with landlords and property owners to cause the eviction of us, to make us homeless, and then to keep the homelessness managed. In fact, this Thanksgiving event that you just heard took place right across the street, directly across the street from an event that took place towards me on September 7th and 8th of 2013. Now, is the landlord connected to that event that occurred on September 7th and 8th that is the landlord of this property? Yes. Right across the street. That's right. That's right. One of the individuals that knows one of these guys literally had the audacity yesterday to literally walk up to my tent. I took a video picture of it, and I will not be posting it to the internet because I was making a video as he did it. I was making a video like I'm making right now, and the little worm walked up through here, and he was acting like he accidentally was walking in the wrong entrance because they set up some individuals to hike out 100 feet away from me. That's right. I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. Now, what I'm going to do right now, let me just check the batteries. What I'm going to do right now is literally show you that I've been on a national radio show. Okay? This particular audio pertains to, you can go to Google right now, and you can type in Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis. Okay? And when you go to Google and type in Clyde Lewis Ground Zero is the name of the radio show. It's a very good show, actually. He's got some shows that talk about UFOs, and immediately when people hear UFOs, they might think to themselves, oh my God, aliens. UFOs does not mean aliens at all. It means an unidentified flying object. And he talks about this. But I'm going to tell you something about Clyde Lewis. Okay? I don't agree with every single thing he says or every single thing that he covers at all. That'd be stupid to do that. Okay? That would be like me agreeing with everything that a stranger walked up and said to me. Okay? But what I am saying, I will say this much for the radio show Ground Zero and for Clyde Lewis. God bless them for covering these criminal realities. Because he is being a voice for the voiceless, and there is a lot to be said for that. A lot to be said for that. I will never, ever, no matter what, under any circumstances, lose my respect for Ground Zero or Clyde Lewis. Anybody that does anything to advocate for and expose these criminalities needs to be recognized as basically, I guess I could just say hero. Literally. I mean, if you knew what I know, if you even had an idea pertaining to what I know, okay, you would know that anybody that uses their employment description to help expose these criminalities is a hero. Now, I want you to listen to this audio file right here. This is me being on the Ground Zero show on September 17, 2013, and you can go back and listen to the entire show by going to Google and typing in Ground Zero, okay, and Clyde Lewis. And then once you do, you'll run across his Facebook page, and then you'll run across a couple other websites, one of them being SoundCloud, which is a website that's dedicated to it storing all the different episodes he's had on his radio show by date. And you can scroll down until you get to the shows to listen to are September 17th, 18th, 19th, actually September 18th to the 30th of September. September 17th, I was on the show. I've been on the show numerous times, actually. Now, I want you to listen to this. This is literally me being on the show. Now, before I play it, though, what I want you to do is go to Google. It's only about 6 minutes. What I want you to do is go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It was literally written by a manager of gang stalking crews. It's been reviewed and meticulously researched by journalists, educated and seasoned target individuals, okay, by hundreds of target individuals on the internet, and we're all saying the same exact thing, that as a result of us meticulously researching the manifesto, we've all concluded the same thing, that it was written by a manager of gang stalking. Now, you're going to see when you bring this manifesto up, you're going to see the word MK Ultra mentioned. You're also going to literally see that Irvin Cameron and psychic driving is being mentioned. It's not being mentioned for no reason, because psychic driving is actually a method of mind control techniques. And the only way that you will ever be able to sit back and conclude the accurate conclusion pertaining to these crimes is to have a mature posture. Not a, oh my God, she's saying mind control. This doesn't interest me. It sounds like a bunch of crap. No. Understand what I am telling you, fellow American citizens. This video is being made for mature audiences, because if you are presented with a subject matter that you are not educated about, you might dismiss it based on, well, that don't interest me, and that's fine. Or you might dismiss it based on mind control. That's crazy. And as a result, you never become educated. And so, let me just put it to you this way. If you decide to say, okay, I don't really believe in this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back and I'm going to research what she's stating. And if you take the time to research it with a mature posture, okay, without any already made conclusions about it or opinions, if you investigate it with a mature posture, you will literally see, that I'm telling you the truth. And then your mind will open up, and you will literally start investigating these crimes, and then your worldview will change. To give you a preliminary introduction in reference to this, I'm on a national radio show being heard by millions of people, because the subject matter is literally being covered on this night's radio show. This night's radio show was about gang stalking. Someone should listen to this.
Nancy Sinatra.
This is just a segment of the radio show pertaining to when I was on it.
Yeah, it's a wide range.
Wow, it's amazing. Go to some more phone calls now. We have Leslie calling in from California, KOGO 600 AM. Hi, Leslie. You're on Ground Zero with Elisa E. Go ahead.
Yes, hi, Clyde, and hi, Lisa. Clyde, I appreciate you taking my call, and I'm going to try and make this as fast as possible. I'm a gang stalking target, and I've been a target for 12 years. I'm learning disabled, and I'm all over the internet. My blogs and YouTube videos are titled Learning Disabled Woman Being Tortured in San Diego. And the reason why I decided to call tonight was because of the information concerning what I know and who I come from in reference to the military that is infested in my family and what they were involved in. And so I'll just try and spit it out as fast as possible. My father was Chief MP to General Curtis LeMay. There's high-ranking NASA in my family, high-ranking Air Force retired, and my ex-husband was a submarine radar antenna electrician. Now, there's the microwave hearing that this individual, I forgot his name,
Aaron Alexis, yeah, he was a shooter in the Washington, D.C. Naval Yard shooting.
Okay, right. Now, the microwaves that are being transmitted against organized stalking, gang stalking targets, it's called the microwave hearing effect. And basically, it's like a computer-to-brain feedback loop where targeted individuals are subjected to non-stop, repetitive words, phrases, commands, statements, demeaning statements, things along those lines. Now, there's also machines that can keep targeted individuals awake or actually cause them to fall asleep and stay asleep as well. Now, there's a manifesto on the internet written by a manager of gang stalking titled A Gang Stalking Tech, Everything You Need to Know. MK Ultra is listed throughout the entire manifesto. Psychic Driving is as well by Irvin Cameron, which is basically for MK Ultra programming. It's been mentioned quite a few times in the manifesto. It talks about basically, and then targets of gang stalking are also subject to non-stop repetitive harassment, which is identically the same everywhere they go along all the routes physically by the physical people that are brought on board in the harassment campaign.
So, Leslie, have you been targeted? Or you know this firsthand? Is that why you're telling us about this today?
Yeah. I've been a target for 12 years. They've literally made me homeless. And I wanted to say something, if you don't mind me saying so. That Marine that just called up, he's a target. I can tell just by what he was saying. You know, they made me homeless. I've been gang stalked at 5, 6 separate apartments, motel rooms. Okay, just like what Alicia hear long, sustained tones in their ears, and repetitive statements, words, phrases, and you would not believe the evidence I got. I'm being targeted like you would not believe in San Diego. So the reason why I called is because information about gang stalking, organized stalking, is all over the internet. The neurocognitive weapons that targeted individuals experience are all over the internet. And I personally believe from what this individual is saying that it definitely sounds like he was being gang stalked. They have equipment that can cause directed energy weapons, okay, that can cause your body to feel like it's being electrically shocked. You would not believe what we go through, Clyde. It's just...
Well, I've had a number of guests on to talk about this before, and a lot of people reduce it to just pure psychosis.
Now,
Elisa, I mean, how do we... I want to ask Elisa, how is it that we can hear about this, and yet people are so apt to believe that it can't happen, even though we have the technology, and they're immediately writing you off as people who have psychotic breaks?
Well, as one person said, if I were literally, this is what a person responded with when some conspiracies were brought their way. If I were to believe my government could do that, I couldn't live. This what's happening, and let me just say thank you for calling in, Leslie, because the way I see it is what was done to me. I'm a microcosm of the macrocosm. There was an intensified effort on me, but what's being done now and has been being done for some time is mass populist targeting on MKUltra. They've got the technology now that, like I said, they don't have to start you out when you're a kid. They'll do that with a few, but they're going for the masses. And what she's talking about is real. It's so pervasive. It's absolutely stunning. And they're being experimented on, but the numbers are growing. This is coming to everyone, soon coming to a theater near you, to your home. This is the real deal. They are going into society, and they want to brain map and control everyone.
Well, I know that one of the things that were talked about both at the Bohemian Grove and the Bilderberg meeting was full spectrum control of both humans, animals, and plant life.
Everything.
This is one way to do it. Also, they're discussing the chips that are being being recommended for Obamacare and the surveillance state. So these are things that maybe we'd be used to. The idea that we'd be on full control, whether it be controlled to be under surveillance or controlled to move about and do what we're told rather than rebelling or at least revolting. And this is the thing that really is interesting, especially now when we've talked before on this program about how Barack Obama has now set aside money to fingerprint the brain. They're going in now and they're trying to figure out what makes the brain tick. And what better way to do that than to add stimulus to the brain and see how people like Leslie and Elisa and others can react to that kind of stimulus without even knowing that they're being stimulated.
And I would take that to even a little farther. What Obama's talking about has long been done in the Black Project. It's already here. If he's breaking the news, it's 50 years down the road. And that's the way it works in the high-level Black projects. And those projects are being brought now to the mass populace.
Fantastic. Leslie, do you have anything more to add before we go to the break?
Yeah, just one more fast thing, if you don't mind. I feel so bad that they're doing this, of course, to everybody, and then the future targets, but the veterans they're doing this to just burns my butt. Holographic projections, mind uploading, mind hacking, it's happening right now. You would not believe what they're doing to me. You just would not believe it. They literally set up some individuals to hike out 200 feet away from me who are constantly yelling, gang stalking, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking. Oh my God, we're crazy. They repeat words and phrases along all my routes. You would not believe the evidence I got, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and I just, thank you, Alicia, for coming on the show, and thank you, Clyde, for, covering this tonight. And if any targeted individuals are out there listening, I just want you to know I love you, and please just stay safe.
Leslie, I thank you for the call. I thank you. Thank you for the call. Lisa, it's amazing that you came on the show tonight and gave us the information. Once again, the book is Our Life Beyond MKUltra. Hopefully we can have you on again to talk about this topic when it actually rears its ugly head again.
Yes, unfortunately it will, won't it?
Yes, it will. This is the second time we've had you on, and believe me, this is some fascinating stuff. Elisa, thanks so much for being on the program tonight.
Thank you, Clyde.
Have a good night. Take care.
You too.
888-673-37 psychosis, psychotic break, or what have you. The programming is being used. They are now claiming that it's a mass programming. Are we a part of the programming? Is this one of the reasons why we're off and then we're on? We accept certain types of evil that perhaps we're being coerced into doing things we wouldn't normally do? 888-673-3700. That's 888-673-3700. Back with more Ground Zero. Don't go away.
All right, now, one of the main reasons, hold on a second. One of the main reasons why I decided to show you that, this was September 17th, 2013. You flat out heard me say on a national radio show that they set up some individuals to hike out about 100 feet away from me, and how they yelled, gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalk, oh my god, weird, crazy, and about how they're putting people along my routes to do the same exact thing. This occurred 2 months later on Thanksgiving Day on a sidewalk. Okay, now that occurred it was actually 2 months and 11 days. 2 months and 11 days after I was on Ground Zero. Flat out telling them on Ground Zero that they set up individuals that hike out 100 feet away who yell gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalker, oh my god, weird, crazy, non-stop. And I also said that they're putting people along all my path doing the same thing. I said that on a national radio show. Millions of people heard me say it on September 17th, 2013. And then this event occurred on a sidewalk on Thanksgiving Day, 2 months and 11 days later, right up the street from UCSD. Now, you remember how you just heard on this national radio show, I said that the individuals are yelling, gang stalk, oh my god, from 100 feet away. This is it happening on a Yucca Valley bus a year before, 167 miles away from where this Thanksgiving event occurred at. Listen to how they're saying gang stalk and oh my god. Just listen.
Oh, okay.
Well, look at that car right there. It's so cute.
Where are you looking?
To the left, it just turned.
No.
Those little French cars.
I didn't see
No, right now.
Yeah.
You for child?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully my
I got my quick
only
one.
drive.
I'll take the whole thing. The first one.
She was pretty good. She never drives.
I'm going to go hang it on in my
She's already talking.
Okay, so let me tell you something about this particular, this is a video, and this is the audio of the video. When one says gang stalk in the background, gang stalk, the other one in the background is saying, oh my god. That's why I want you to, even if you can't clearly hear them say it, you can at least listen for the phonics of it. The sound of oh my god. Okay, I'm going to play it again so you can hear it. Because that, when one person says gang stalk, that's the cue for the other one to say oh my god. So just listen to how close it's said together. Just listen.
Oh, okay.
Well, look at that car right there. It's so cute.
Where are you looking?
To the left, it just turned.
No.
Those little French cars.
I didn't see
Right now.
You for child?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully my
I got my quick one.
only drive.
I'll take the whole thing. The first one.
She was pretty good. She never drives.
I'm going to go hang it on in my
She's already talking.
I'm going to take my American flag out. Little kind of flag. Take it out. I'm going to hang it in the window and I'm going to put it on. I wish I did anything great. Oh, yeah.
Now, in this radio broadcast, you also heard Listen.
Obamacare and the surveillance state. So these are things that maybe we'd be used to. The idea that we'd be on full control, whether it be controlled to be under surveillance or controlled to move about and do what we're told rather than rebelling or at least revolting. And this is the thing that really is interesting, especially now when we've talked before on this program about how Barack Obama has now set aside money to fingerprint the brain. They're going in now and they're trying to figure out what makes the brain tick. And what better way to do that than to add stimulus to the brain and see how people like Leslie and Elisa and others can react to that kind of stimulus without even knowing that they're being stimulated.
Now, let me tell you something right now. If you went to Google right now and typed in UCSD I got the article in my backpack right now. UCSD has recently been just given federal funds to create a brain mapping center. UCSD is right up the road from where this event occurred at on Thanksgiving Day. Now, Thanksgiving Day is November 28th, 2013. On November 20th, 2013, I told a UCSD campus police officer that every single time I go on their campus, students and sometimes staff get around me and repeat gang stalk. When I was talking to him, I had a running recording tape recorder. Think about this. On November 20th, I was talking right next to a UCSD campus police officer, telling him that while the tape recorder was recording, that every time I went on their campus, individuals were getting around me and saying gang stalk. All over their campus. And I said, the only thing I'm trying to do is catch it so I can prove that it's happening to me. He said, well, okay, that's fine. Okay? Then 8 days later, it's caught on this video, on a tape recorder in reference to the Thanksgiving event, and then the section of where they were saying gang stalk while they were threatening me and harassing me from the tape recorder. See, when the event was transpiring, it was caught on a tape recorder. I then took that portion of the event of the harassment pertaining to when they were saying gang stalk and gang is stalking, I'm going to F you up. I played it and then transferred that segment of that event to my phone. 8 days later, right up the street from UCSD, right up the street is where the Thanksgiving event occurred at. So, what was I, psychic? How would I be able to state, because these tape recorders run by date and time, okay? How would I be able to tell a UCSD campus police officer to his face while the tape recorder is running, which reflects the date and the time, showing that it was told to him on November 20th, 2013, that individuals are getting around me and saying gang stalk everywhere I go on their campus. That's their way to let me know that I'm being gang stalked, by literally getting around me and repeating gang stalk everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. Okay? On November 20th. And then 8 days later on a sidewalk right up, in fact, this sidewalk is literally connected to UCSD property. It's a sidewalk that if you stay on it, you will literally come to UCSD. And this event on Thanksgiving Day occurred on that sidewalk. And do you hear these guys say gang stalk, gang stalking, and gang is stalking, I'm going to F you up. On Thanksgiving Day, 8 days later. Now think about this. In this particular video file alone, I was already talking about it happening to me, okay, at this hiking area and along my routes on a national radio show. On a national radio show. on September 17, 2013. I then showed you that it happened again towards me on Thanksgiving Day on November 28, 2013, and then I just described to you how UCSD campus police were told in between these two events. It shows that it was already happened before the radio show, after the radio show, and after UCSD was notified. And it's been caught on tape recorder every day since and before and in between. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. Now, as far as the statements that you heard pertaining to Elisa E. talking about these expeditions, this radio show, the whole entire show, was dedicated to the factual reality that the Naval Yard shooter in Washington in September, on September 16th, was being gang-stalked. That is what the show was about. That's why I called. And if you go back and listen to that entire show, you will come to understand that he was. In fact, you hear me state in this show, when I called in, how I talked about how target individuals can be subject to ALF wave transmissions. This show occurred on September 17th, 2013. The next day on Ground Zero, they had a Fritz Springmeier on the show, and they talked about the Naval Yard shooting again. Between that night of the 17th of when I was on the show and September 18th, between that night of me being on the show and the next morning, the news reported that Aaron Alexis had typed in, "This is my ALF weapon," on a shotgun. The night of the 17th, I said that they transmit ALF wave transmissions to targeted individuals. I said that on the 17th, the morning of the 18th, it was finally broadcasted on national news that Aaron Alexis scratched in, "This is my ALF weapon," on the shotgun he used in the Naval Yard shootings. Do you see what I am saying? I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. Now, you can go to Google right now and type in how organized stalking and gang stalking targets are being connected to mass shootings. I'm not violent in any way, shape, or form at all. I do not carry any weapons on me whatsoever. The only weapon I carry on me is a can of maize. And you can see just from this Thanksgiving event that I should be carrying a can of maize. I'm not violent in any way, shape, or form, even though I am being provoked along my routes, even assaulted. Go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Brutally Assaulted on an MTS Bus." Now, when you go to that YouTube video and you see that video of me being heinously assaulted, I want you to look in the description of that YouTube video. There's a blog inside of the description of that YouTube video. There's two of them. In one of the blogs, both of them you can access by clicking on them, on the links. In one of the two blogs, you'll literally see, once you open it up, that there is a PDF attached link in one of those blogs. That's right. It's titled Assault 11. It's just one word, Assault 11. All you got to do once you open up the blog is click on that little word titled Assault 11. Just click on it. And guess what will open up? A PDF link of a printed out and scanned email, showing me stating that there's a great likelihood, as a result of me contacting Barbara Boxer's office, who's a senator, as a result of me contacting her, that there's a great likelihood I'll be assaulted either walking, riding my bike, or on public transportation. 11 days later, I'm brutally assaulted on public transportation. And then go to Google and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes How MTS Assault Video is Altered." Now, let's take another look at that email. I stated in the email that was written on September 29, 2011, 11 days before the assault, that there's a great likelihood I'd be assaulted either walking, riding my bike, or on public transportation. 11 days later, I'm brutally assaulted on public transportation. But the other two statements was, there's a great likelihood I'd be assaulted either walking my bike, or either walking or riding my bike. This Thanksgiving event occurred on a sidewalk as I was riding my bike, and then had to get off it and walk it, because these two guys appeared along my path and said, "Gang stalk, gang stalking, and gang a stalking, I'm going to F you up." That's threatening to assault me. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. They're getting along, putting individuals along my routes to assault me, threaten to assault me, harass me on a daily basis everywhere I go, using routes grocery store managers and employees, people coming into stores acting as customers, homeless people. And another thing, back in 2012 when I was going to UCSD, in closing, I made numerous videos on their campus that biomedical library staff were saying "gang stalk" as I was sitting at their computers 10 feet away from where they were working at. then an event occurred and they banned me for a year. That year expired on November 13th, 2013. That's right. And then throughout the entire year between November 13th, 2012 and November 13th, 2013, I have caught hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of audio files and put them on of individuals getting around me and saying gang stalk everywhere I go. So when I made those videos back in 2012 that the biomedical library staff was saying gang stalk when I was in their library 10 feet away from them using their computers, and then I don't go there for a full year and then catch it everywhere I go on audio file, what was I doing? Was I describing a method that I hadn't experienced yet after the fact? Do you see what I'm saying? I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I think I have undisputably proven just in this video file alone that I am a target of this crime. So, who is perpetrating this crime and who is protecting it? Organized stalking and gang stalking is all over the internet. All you got to do is research it, sweet peas. That's right. It's being perpetrated by individuals at the federal, state, and local level, and it's being protected at the federal, state, and local level. And this is why us targeted individuals cannot get no help at all. We are raped, tortured, and the microwaves and everything else you heard us talking about, go to YouTube and type in the Jesse Ventura Brain Invader Show. Us targeted individuals were covered on that show. Alright, I'm going to make the third video right now. The first video's YouTube title and the third video's YouTube title will be put in the description of this YouTube video. So you can see continued and expanding details pertaining to these factual realities. So you can see that us victims, what we're going through, and the factual realities of what we're actually exposing pertaining to how it's the truth. I do what I do to be the voice of the voiceless. I'm not trying to be a hero. I'm just doing the right thing. I appreciate you listening, and have a good day. And any veterans out there that are experiencing this crime, I want you to know I am right there with you, sweet peas, and I am so sorry for what you are going through. Stay strong, stay safe. I love you. Have a good day.